All right, so I need help with something, right? Because I talk about this all the time. I talk about how in urban cities across America, right, we have these cities that have, murder rates that 2 and 3 and 4 and 500 murders every single year, right? Whether you're talking about Philly, Chicago, Memphis, Detroit, DC, right? And right now in DC, right, DC is a city that's a majority black city, nicknamed Chocolate City, right? Black people die there on a regular basis, right? There hasn't been a murder there in 2 weeks. And I can't find one liberal or one so-called pro-black that's happy about it. Right? These are the same people that run around acting like they got all this love and concern for the black community. And I can't find one that's happy about the fact that there are no black people being murdered in DC right now. Right? If the Trump administration said, you know what, we're going to stop our efforts, we're going to pull back the National Guard, we're just going to, we're going to let DC just be DC. They would celebrate that shit. And do you know what happened? It would go right back to murder, mayhem, death, and fucking destruction. That's what would happen. And I'm of the opinion now that this is what they want. Because the idea that the city with the 4th highest murder rate, the murders just stopped. It's been 2 weeks. Nobody has been killed. Every city should want that. But liberals and so-called pro-blacks are against it. We got to wake the fuck up, man. We got to wake up. And I said it before and I'll say it again. They don't give a fuck about us, man. It's not about the people. It's about the party. And these are the same that talk that, coon and tap dancing for the white man. But I'm the one that's happy, right? That in a city where black murder is commonplace, right? Where we got our children are running around killing each other. I'm happy that that's not happening. And y'all upset about it. But I'm the one that's the sellout. It's me. I'm the problem. Y'all got to come up with some new material, man. And y'all got to start getting on the right side of these issues. Some shit is just common sense. Y'all go against anything Donald Trump does, even if it's beneficial for you. It's something wrong with that.
I'm so happy to see so many people who are waking up, right? And he's absolutely right. Like, the first thing that a lot of folks will default to is calling people coons. And I've said this 1,000,001 times. I'm sure many of you are just so sick and tired of hearing it, right? This guy was just spitting so much facts, and I really appreciated him. I'm glad I came across him because everything that he's saying was so on point for me. And it's a question that I have had for a number of years. Like, it's clear to me that a lot of these politicians don't give a damn about the people. They don't care about the citizenry. It's all about elections. And when crime is down and people are feeling safe, they start to feel, well, if there's not a problem to solve, they're not going to want to vote for us. But here's the reality. DC's still going to vote for the Democratic Party. They're going to still vote for the Democratic Party. You had Chicago that was saying, oh, they're going to flip red and all this stuff. They still voted for the Democratic Party. What they're getting, I don't know. I don't know what they're getting out of it. I don't know. Because the city is in shambles, but they still vote for him. DC is still going to vote for him. To me, it would make more sense for you if you were a politician, if you're a liberal politician, to get the city cleaned up, get things on the up and up, and still have the citizens vote for you. So you get the best of both worlds. You get a clean city that's not, you'll never eliminate crime completely, but where the crime is reduced significantly, if we continue along this trajectory, and then you still get the votes. Because a lot of people, they don't have to work for the votes in DC. They don't have to work for it's like a default vote. They're going to get it. But everything that this guy said is so true, and it really pains me. Sometimes I look into the comment section, and I can't help but just roll my eyes sometimes at the people who are coming through and saying some crazy stuff. Like, I would think, especially in a city like ours, right? Where, like I said to you all in a previous video, for years I would wake up every morning and listen to the news, or I have my newspapers that I buy, and I would just get really upset. I suck my teeth. I was so pissed seeing crime, hearing crime all the time in the city. And I think what was really like a breaking point for me was when we had toddlers getting killed. We had children getting killed. And it's like, come on, man. I remember a time when there were certain people that were off limits, like elderly people, members of the clergy, children. You just didn't do that stuff. And you didn't go shooting up in an area where like kids could get caught up in the crossfire. These people are so buck wild now. They don't care. Like life has no value. And so it feels good for people in DC to wake up and not hear about a gun, like a gun problem or shooting in this area or carjacking. It feels good. And the reason I say I get upset is because I could feel it. I could feel the energy in the comment section. Sometimes people are like, oh, y'all bragging about there being no crime now, but wait till another burner happens. It's like, it's almost gleeful. Like they can't wait for it to happen to say, you thought crime was going away. Nobody is naive enough to think that crime is going to be eliminated. What we're saying is, and what I'm saying is, as someone who's lived here almost 6 years, and there was not a time when I woke up and listened to the news or watched the news that I didn't hear about crime, and like serious crime, it feels so good and it's a relief to not hear about it. Can I have that moment? Can the people who are living in this every single day have that moment? Can we have 3 weeks without like major crime and just be good and be happy and celebrate that in that moment before you become the Debbie Downer and just saying, oh, but you think you live in utopia and this is no. Why is it crazy, insane for people to expect to live in a safe environment? Why? What is that? Since the crime has been reduced in DC, I don't know, and you all can correct me, if there's been any senior Democratic politician who's come out and said, yeah, he's doing a good job in that area. Or we're happy, even if you don't want to give Trump his kudos, just say, I'm happy for the citizens of DC, the residents of DC, that they can, live in peace. And you know what? We hope that this continues. Nothing. Because that would be giving Trump too much credit. And it's not even about him. Yes, he was the conduit. He was the one who authorized all of this. Okay, fine. But shouldn't it be about the people who are living here, whom these people hope to represent and are representing? Shouldn't it be about these people? Let me read something. And this was from a few days ago, pardon me. This is from NBC News, an NBC News headline story where it says DC Democrats rebuke Mayor Muriel Bowser's comments that Trump's surge reduced crime. So you have council member Zachary Parker saying that Bowser's words are now being used to justify harmful federal overreach in cities nationwide. I want to read this. I hope that you all will bear with me because I don't want to misquote anything. So I'm going to just read this. This was from August 28th, this article. Because I'm just not seeing or hearing of any Democratic leader coming forth and just saying anything positive about this interaction. And I know folks are going to be like, oh, this is paving the way for martial law. And, we as human beings, and if you're an intelligent, mature human being, like I consider myself to be an intelligent, mature human being, I think we're quite capable of saying when we like something and when we don't like something. And if Donald Trump goes too far, and I've been very critical of him on my channel, gotten cussed out many times, had people unsubscribe from my channel because I've said before, when he does something good, I give him his props. He does something I disagree with, I'm going to call him out on it. I think a lot of people are mature enough to say, I like this, I don't like this. So people who are supporting this move right now, their support doesn't automatically carry over to the next thing that he does. They're quite capable of saying, no, I don't support that. But it's just the immature people who feel like, oh, if you support this, you'll support everything that he does. No. At least that does not ring true for me. And other mature folks. If he goes too far, he'll be called out. Anyway, this is the article from NBC. It says, members of the DC Council are pushing back against Mayor Muriel Bowser's remarks that President Donald Trump's surge of federal law enforcement personnel into the city has helped lower crime. As I feared, this is a direct quote, our mayor's words are now being used to justify harmful federal overreach in cities nationwide. This is bigger than DC or partisan politics. It's about resisting creeping authoritarianism, Ward 5 Council member Zachary Parker wrote on X, adding, "We must not legitimize an illegitimate agenda." In remarks Wednesday, Bowser said this surge has been important to us because it helped lower the rates of crimes like carjacking, but she also made clear that the presence of immigration agents and National Guard troops is not working, and expressed hope that the initiative, which began on August 7th, would end soon. Now, that was in August 28th. That's only a few days ago. Now we have seen, courtesy of her press conference, that she is, of course, touting the benefits or how the crime has gone down, particularly carjacking, over 80%. It's decreased, and signed an executive order to extend the cooperation between the DC Metropolitan Police and the federal and the feds. And of course, the mosquitoes in here. What the hell? The comments praising the surge were met with immediate pushback from Bowser's fellow Democrats on the DC Council. And this is a direct quote from Robert White Jr., who's a Democrat. She said she appreciates the federal surge and that it's having positive results in DC. That's not the case. We should not, as the District of Columbia, be giving people the impression that this is a good thing, that we are okay with it, that this is helping the city. It is not doing any of those things, and it is not intended to help us. Yes, it is doing those things. The data shows that. You have people who feel safer, people who are feeling more comfortable. I'm reading your comments. I'm watching the videos on TikTok. I'm hearing people in interviews on the mainstream media, evening news saying, I feel much safer. I can go outside with my kids. I don't know. It's just the perception of feeling safe. It's the numbers, not just the perception. It's the data that shows that the crime is down. What is he talking about? These things aren't intended to help us. What do you mean it's not intended to help us? Anybody who's living in this district and who is surrounded by crime is being aided by this move. Maybe it's not intended to help the Democrats, is what he wants to say. Not the residents here, but the Democrats. This move to clean up the city and get rid of these encampments and lower crime is not going to help us, the Democrats. That's what he's missing from this comment. He says this is trampling on democracy in real time. I am not okay with this. The average resident is not okay with this. DC residents, DC voters are not okay with this. I happen to be a DC resident. I happen to be a DC voter, and I'm 100% okay with this. As are many people who I talk to on a daily basis. Many people are like, ooh, it feels good. Ooh, it feels safe. This is BS. And all because they feel at election time that people will remember these good deeds, which to me they should, but these are just one set of good deeds. There are other things to consider when you're making your determination at the election poll. But I've just never, ever in my life seen a group of politicians who just are so more focused on their political careers and their political achievements than they are people. This is why I say I don't like politics, notwithstanding, my channel, I'm not a political channel, but every now and then I weigh in on things that I think are very important or things that matter to me. But this is precisely why I do not like politics, because I would never fit in any of these groups, Republican, Democrat, none of them. Because if I have to take a side and stay there and this is my livelihood and I have to sing for my supper and do everything, even at the expense of people, just to stay in power, I could never do that. It's sick. They don't care about people. This guy was absolutely right. They don't care about people. They care about their politics. They care about their careers and shoring up themselves for the next election. That's what they care about. Anyway, drop your comments down below. Let me know what you think. I thought this guy was spot on. I'm so happy I came across his video. I love coming across people who are just honest. I've said before, you can not like Mr. Trump. That is your right. He has done some things that I detest. But I have always been that person who I don't care if I work with you. I don't care if you're family. If I don't like certain things about you, I don't like certain things about you. But if you do something good, I can always give you your props. That's always been me. And I hope and pray to God that it's always me. Drop your comments down below. Let me know what you think about all of this. Do you think that these folks are prioritizing politics over people? I do. But, I'm open to hearing what you all have to say. by the way, sorry about my video yesterday. I think at the end I was making a comment about how I'd want to help Chicago as well, and I didn't realize that I had a technical glitch. But you guys didn't miss much anyway. It was like 5 or 6 seconds left. So if you watch the video and it just stops abruptly, that's what happened. Follow me on Instagram at ThisBahyMiguel. Follow me on my blog, same name, thisbahyMiguel.com. Where else? You can listen to this podcast on Apple, Spotify, everywhere else you get your podcasts. If you want to support this channel financially, you can do so in many ways. You can become a channel member. The details are below in the description box. I hope you guys know what I mean when I say description box. If you don't, just put description box in your comment and I'll show you guys in the next video what that means, because sometimes people they don't know. Please give this video a big like. Please just hit the thumbs up button, because it really, I've always said before, it helps the channel in a major way, because it lets YouTube know that this is valuable content that you appreciated and that other people would appreciate. If you'd like to buy me a coffee, you can do so. Again, I'll put a QR code on the screen and I'll also put it in the description box. And what else was I going to say? Just thank you so much for watching. Thank you to all of my new subscribers and my new viewers. Around here, I don't expect for you all to always agree with my take. I like hearing a difference of opinion. The only thing I've ever asked is that people be respectful when they're leaving their comments. You know, just kind of defaulting to ad hominem attacks to me, you've already lost the argument. Getting nasty and gutter and, you know, resorting to personal attacks, it's just, it's so not helpful. Like, be able to speak your piece. Speak your piece. Speak whatever gives you peace, and do so in a respectful manner. And that's the kind of channel I think I've cultivated, and that's what I want when you come across my channel. For you guys to be able to say, I disagree with you, Rogan, but be respectful. The same way I would be respectful to you in the comment section. Anyway, I'll see you all in the next video. I decided to give you guys 2 videos. Maybe I'll do a third this week to make up for the fact that I didn't do one last week. And I really do apologize for that. But like I said, it was my birthday, and I was just like, when I hit Dallas and I started eating all that good food, I was like, do I really want to put this video out? I go, wait. I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Toodles. Anyway, see you in my next video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Buy me a coffee at Buy Me a Coffee. All the stuff is going to be on the screen. Oh my God, go in the description box. Help me, I'm poor.